Do you have that need and desire to communicate with the world brilliantly? If those are the answers that you're seeking, then stay glued on. This is exactly what we're going to be talking about. This is your host, DrGopikaKumar, a communication and a mindset coach. Let's get started with this right away. How should you communicate with the outer world so that you and your confidence and your aura and your self-image is projected confidently in one single word, super confidently? How do we do that? How do we enable this? So I'm going to start with a very, very simple key concept, and this was already found out by a researcher who is Albert Mehrabians. And his key concept says that almost 55% of our communication that we do with people, with the outside world, we're being able to make an impact of 55% through our body language. Can you imagine that? Out of about 100%, 55% of the impact that we want to make is through our body language. And how difficult could it be to really learn? We'll talk more about it very soon. The impact and the communication that you do with the world, 38% of the impact can be done through your voice. And only 7% of the impact that you're making, surprisingly, is conveyed through the words that you speak. Surprising, right? Only 7%, Gopika. Is that true? Yes. Now, what I would really like to deliberate here in this specific video is on how we can do it instantaneously. And I would like to talk about this more at length, taking up that 55% of space which is taken up by body language. So let's talk about 5 clear ideas and ways through which you can display your confidence and display your supreme state of confidence way easily. Let's start with this right away. What is the first thing that you can do in your body language to project that confidence? The first thing is to keep your spine straight. So at any point in time, if you have any kind of a hunchback, or you're looking down, or constantly, as a matter of fact, when we end up looking at our mobile phones and constantly we are leaning down and looking at our mobile phones, it happens by a matter of chance that my body language is going to become more what we call as a slight hunch, or always wanting to move with a head looking down. The first essence to make sure that to the outside world we being able to send out the right message is to just do this, is to be able to look up with your spine straight and consciously make that attempt. I know that we may not be able to keep that position for long, but all we really need to remind ourselves is that when we are conversing with our listeners, with our participants, with the people who are listening and paying attention to us, at that space of time, when we want to project the right image to the clients, to our participants, then keep your spine straight. As easy as that. Let's talk about the second most fundamental thing to change in your body language. And we may have not really thought about this, is to concentrate on the lines on our forehead. Ever wondered? But Gopika, I can't see my own lines on my forehead. Is there something that I can do about this? Yes. We refer to this as the language that you're using without words, with any amount of lines that you have on your forehead. So any amount of squishing that you do, you might not be saying anything, but this could simply mean that I'm more inquisitive, or I question your credibility, or I'm not so sure. I do not know the answer. It could convey a whole lot of things with just that crinkling of that forehead. And for many of us, that crinkling of that forehead also demonstrates that I'll be having some very, very clear, visible lines which could become evident for us to send out a message that we may not intend to. And the message could be that I'm not so sure. I think I'm lost in my own world. I doubt what you're saying. Is it really true? I could mean all of this if I'm having those expressions on my forehead. So what is it that we need to do? To exhibit that supreme confidence, we need to be very watchful on how we are using our expressions through our forehead. So be able to consciously clear it from time and again, and to make sure that we are exhibiting our confidence way more than what we were doing right now. Easy? Let's move on to the very third key area. And I call this as the magic mantra. So we may have all heard, right? Smile. Yes, I would say the same, but I do not want you to carry a Facebook smile. I do not want you to carry an Instagram smile. I want you to carry a smile that you can retain, because if you're going to be doing this and posing for a picture, you might be able to do it for about a second or more, but then you'll come back to your normal self. And this variation in your smile can again project that leave me to myself. I do not want to be disturbed. I don't have time to now speak to anybody. I've done my bit. You could be conveying a whole lot of things, and in fact, at its worst is where people start feeling that you're throwing and showing some form of an attitude, which may not be true. You could just be preoccupied with your thoughts, and you might want to convey something else, but what gets conveyed is an element of attitude. What do we do then, Gopika? All we need to do is change that stance, whereas that I'm going to be speaking and smiling, something that I can retain, and that smile must reach through my eyes. Must reach through my eyes. And if you're able to see it right now, the emotions with which you speak and you communicate, you'll be able to see in another person's eyes. Now imagine putting a mask on your face. We've all gotten used to wearing masks, right, for a very long time until COVID was there. And if somebody is smiling, you can see it through their eyes. Has the magical powers of breaking that invisible wall that you yourself create between yourself and your listeners. Make sense? Start doing that right away, and it can change the stance for you and your confidence. But wait, we're not over. We're still going to talk about the fourth clear area of changing something in your body language, which is your shoulder strength. And I call this as the razor blade shoulders, which means they're not going to be curved like a fillet. They are going to be razor blade, which means cut sharp. I'm going to be putting my shoulders back every single time that I need to speak to you, to my listeners, and you're going to go across and speak to your audience. Make them razor blade, cut sharp, put them back spine straight, and you know you're already cut for a chase. People would be wanting to find out that what is it that you do to exhibit that state of confidence. As easy as just pulling your shoulders back. Don't have them, fillet in a fillet position, which means in a curved position for yourself. And the fifth and the most important key area in your body language that you can change instantly, which is to keep your hands open. Keep your hands open to express yourself to the outside world, because it's not just your words. Remember, it's only 7%. It's not just your voice. It's only 38%. It is through your body language, through your gestures of your hands, which is 55% of the impact that you're making to what you are saying. And it's as simple as using your open hands with actions and gestures with what you're trying to explain. So when you're communicating with the outside world, remember these 5 rules and mantras. Go ahead and apply it, and I'm very sure you'll be able to see the magic unfold as well. If you've liked this video, please remember to press the like button, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that so far, and please remember to stay connected. We keep sharing many such videos on our channel as well. Until then, I, Dr. Gopika Kumar, signing off.